There we go. It's going to take about 2 hours though, so I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'll show you a little more later on. Huh. Just realized you can see the Thrustmaster MFDs in the reflection. Alright, it's done. Let's see how we did here. Looks kind of messy, but it's got an ooze shield on it, so that's going to like make it look a little worse than it is, so let's take it out here. Put it down over here. Okay, well, looks like it might be okay. I know it's out of focus. I'll have to pull it off of the stuff it's stuck to, because I've got some, it's called a raft. It's just a way to get it to print a little bit better. Some stuff right. Let me clean it up and we'll take a look at it. Alright, well I have to say this first one's a failure. The print's a little rough, but worse. So I printed it like with the side that's showing right now down. Because I don't want to print with the hollow underneath the print, you know, so like this face, I don't want this flat on the bed, because then you've got to print support structures and it'll mess with the finish on the final surface. But given that the finish isn't looking that great right now anyway, and the fact that the support structures that I have to print as it is fused to the rest of it, and when I tried to separate them it cracked. You can kind of see that there. I think I need to try again printing it with the hollow side down. Hopefully the supports either will be minimal or will come off cleanly. Might also need to play with the temperature of the plastic. This really shouldn't be fused like this. I might have the temperature set a little high. So take one is one for the trash bin, but that's how this stuff usually goes. 3D printing is hard, or at least it's hard for me. So it's about 20 different things to change. But off and going, printer's working. We'll give it another shot and try again. Okay, try it again, and trying to get this in focus here, and somewhat better success. If you can see, we got both the parts to print. They look okay, but I did wind up printing this, the larger one face down, or is to say the part you put your finger on, this part here. I'm resting my thumb, I printed it down, and sure enough, the resulting surface is not awesome, because if you think about it, it's kind of, since it prints layer by layer, it's printing over thin air, and so it tends to droop a bit. But the bigger problem is that the hole that got created there, get the light just right, is not a press fit with this piece. The sizes are off, so I am going to make some adjustments to the model and try again. This, by the way, is maybe the third or fourth or fifth print since the last time. There were a bunch that just failed right off the bat. Anyway, it's fun to tinker with, so getting closer, I think. We'll see how it goes. I'm doing another print right now with this side down, so it'll be with the the grip side up on the big piece. That should help the surface get a lot smoother, but it may introduce other issues, so we'll have to see in about another 2 hours or so. Okay, we're definitely getting much closer now. This is the latest print, and you can see that the top looks pretty good, and that I printed it with the concave surface here, where the finger goes, facing up this time. And so, of course, since there's a base to it, there's these little support structures underneath. So what I need to do now is get it off this raft, this plastic base that it's attached to, which I need to do in order to keep it stuck to the bed. One of the big problems in printing is that as the plastic cools, it contracts, and it can curl and come off the bed, and that makes the top surface not level, which is a real problem when you're printing and trying to lay down an even layer of plastic. So this is not bad. I'm going to pop it off the raft now, remove the support structures, which should be attached only loosely, and see how it came out. Okay, here we go. We're getting close now. I popped it off the raft. I know it looks a little rough. I wasn't too gentle, but this is maybe 5 minutes work with a chisel. The big problem right now is that this is not a press fit, like it's not wanting to go in, so I think I need to scale this bottom part up just a little bit more to make the hole that this piece goes into just a little bit bigger. But we're getting there. I think maybe 1 or 2 more iterations and we'll have something that will actually fit the bill. There are a lot of, I mentioned this before, there are a lot of variables that go into printing. There's the temperature of the bed, the temperature of the extruder, the temperature, or not temperature rather, but the amount of plastic that comes out, the height of each layer. I don't know how well you can see this on here, but this is printed in layers. So right now this is a 0.07 millimeter layer, but I could probably go down to 0.05 and get a slightly nicer finish at the risk of more problems, or go up to 0.2 millimeter layers. You have more ridges here, a little bit less detail here. Focus. But maybe have a more successful print. So a lot of things to balance, and that's only 2 of the several variables. One of the interesting things is a lot of the parts are mostly hollow. You can kind of see it right there. There's sort of a honeycomb pattern inside. That's another one of the variables, how much you want to fill up the object with plastic. The trade-off is that the more you fill, the more infill you have, right? So the more hollow it is, or sorry, the less hollow it is, the more plastic you use, and you can actually have problems with cooling. Right? If you have more plastic, as it cools, it'll shrink more, I believe. I'm not especially good at this yet, and it'll print slower too. So anyway, that's another variable to play with, but I think it's actually coming along. I mean, this one isn't awesome. I wouldn't want to send this off to you guys to use, but it's actually not terrible. It gives me hope that I'm onto something here with getting this printed. And I think, when you think about this is going to be like on the back of the throttle, I think we're actually pretty close to something decent. So more work to do. Not sure I'm going to get through this weekend, but there it is.